Hey, Mike Alfieri. Hey, you know how many times I see people in the chat and they say first and they're clearly not first, and I feel kind of bad for them. But sometimes I don't because they're like 16th or something like that. And it's like, what were you looking at? But sometimes it takes the page a while to refresh. I know what it's like to be there early in a comment section and you think you're like doing way better than you are. I mean, I get excited about it. I get on some of my favorite YouTube channels and I'm early and I'm like, oh, snap. And then I leave a comment and then I'm not even going to lie. I'll refresh it or whatever. And then it says like 439 comments. I was like, what? Some people, man, YouTube gets their notifications out with the quickness. It's like they were there somehow. They got that like preemptive notification. They found out that there was a video before it was even time. I don't know how to get on that level. Look, I'm gonna come up front. I'm gonna come correct, all right? I'm gonna come at you with some integrity, okay? Because Laura Stanko was in the news today. And I don't know if you guys know what's going on lately. And it has nothing to do with me. All right, I'm out of this. I don't got nothing to do with this. Me and DC got our hands up right now. Me and DC got our hands up walking backwards. Hey, I'm innocent. I am fully cooperative. I ain't resisting anything. Me and DC are walking backwards like this right now. And I want to come correct and I want to let you know up front. Laura Stanko, I took that from, I saw somebody in the comment section. I ain't going to come at you like Tony Ferguson. I ain't going to be trying to come at you, trying to bring these chuckles and be like, hey, I'm so clever, huh? I didn't come up with that. I saw in the news, Laura Stanko was causing some waves in the MMA community, if you know what I mean. And somebody made a joke about Laura Stanko. And I thought that's got to be in my title. And I don't know who you were. And I don't know if you watch my videos or if you'll come across this video. I don't know if I would have been able to get away with it and act like, yeah, I came up with it. I'm not sure. If you're in here, raise your hand. But oh, you know what? I know some people will appreciate me coming into the 22nd century with this. Right here, look at this. Boom! Look at that budget. Look at that high-level budget right there. You know what to do. You already know what to do. Ray, Dustin versus Chandler, Whaley versus Old Women. Who wins? I'm a little bit all over the place, Ray. I'm a little bit all over the place. And I was even thinking about that earlier. And I knew if I went live that I was going to be asked about it. And I was going to have to let you guys know. I'm going to have to let you guys know that I'm going to have to come back. I might have to come back to you with that. Because I've been saying Poirier. But that fool's making me scratch my beanie a little bit lately. He's making me scratch the beanie a little bit, and I might have to second guess this one. I don't know. I mean, this fool's just rolling up in there like McGregor trying to sell the proper 12, with this hot sauce and everything, and just coming in there kind of like with that bad circulation and everything, rolling up into the press conference with the beanie and stuff like that. Now I know I'm out here like chilling at the pad like this and stuff, but that's not how we've come to know Poirier. He doesn't. I mean, personally, I can't think of any times I've ever seen him rock the beanie. Definitely not on a consistent basis or at something like a press conference. So I don't really know what's going on with this fool's personal life. We already know that he's a salesman these days. He's trying to be the Chile mogul. That fool's coming in with the bad circulation. He's telling DC, remember he told him from the cage, I'm not in love with this anymore. I don't even want to do this anymore. Chandler's more hyped than ever. Chandler's already trying to fight Makhachev. So, I'm leaning a little bit more toward Chandler these days. And hopefully before the event, I'll have a final decision because I don't want to be trying to say it like right when they raise the winner's hands. Like, you know what? I had a feeling. I don't want to come at you like that. Whaley, yeah, I don't think there's anything in this narrative that's going to make me lean toward Carla. I think this is definitely going to go to Whaley. Thank you. Thank you very much, Ray. But Laura Stanko came up in the news, and I think a lot of people were wondering if something like this was going to come up sooner or later. And a lot of people were doing my guy wrong. They were doing DC wrong. This guy's got a family. So does Laura. But, to everybody, that doesn't quite carry the same amount of weight to everybody. Zach Hughes, Zach Hughes says that it was Tony Ferguson. It was Tony Ferguson who came up with the line Laura Stanko. So now we're even, Tony. Now we're even. Hey, I'm not even gonna lie to you. I'm not even gonna lie to you. And you tell me if this is true or not. You tell me if I'm wrong here. You let me know if I'm out of bounds right here, all right? I want you guys to let me know. The other day I was on, I don't even know what I was looking for, what I was doing, but an article popped up and it had a picture. It had a picture of this dude, all right? I was probably looking for footage and stuff for my videos and editing. That's usually why I'm online going from page to page. And a photo came up of an article and it was this dude's face, right? And I glanced at it and I swear I thought like it was one of these like mass shooter type of things. It looked like it, that the dude had that look. And I was like, man, where's this one going to be at? Like, it's just like nonstop lately. And there's been all these trials and stuff in the news. So it was like on the top of my beanie and everything. I had just been watching the other ones from this mall and that school and that parade. I'm like, what's going on in the world, you know? So I see this dude's likeness pop up and it looks like a mass shooter looking dude. And it was Tony Ferguson. Like it took like 2 seconds for my brain to process it. But like for real, like with this frosted tips, like that crazy face and like his whole get up and the way he, like his whole, I'm telling you, like, don't you see it? I think I even screenshotted. I thought I even screenshotted that particular photo because I was like, you know what? If this comes up, there's no way that anybody's going to disagree with me. And I didn't know if I was going to talk about it, but I was like, I got to keep this photo right here. This might come up like at a trial later or something like that. I don't know where it's at. I don't want to slow things down by looking for it right now. Maybe I'll upload it another time or something. But what's up, J-Bo? James C, I can see it. On your merch. Lena G, I thought the beanie was a Speedo. Oh, the little mask. Some people have decided to use it that way, and I got nothing against that. Teespring would not allow me to sell the Speedo. So I'm, you know, I don't think creative individuals should be harassed for being resourceful. It's just like the thing that's going on with Laura right now is kind of like I mean, it's not a surprise when you look at the MMA community as a whole, because we've been talking about for like the longest how the community's been going full WWE, how it's trending in that direction. Everybody's always like bringing up the fact that Dana White has made no secrets about the fact that Vince McMahon is his idol or whatever, and he wants to go in that direction, and that's kind of like who he's influenced by. And it's like the perfect timing with all the shenanigans we've been seeing lately, that now like there's always enough drama as it is, and now we got this kind of drama. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. I feel like I don't recall seeing anything like this in the news. I mean, I know we got situations like Pat Barry and Rose, but this is a little bit more. It's a lot more messy. You know, it's a little bit darker because both of these individuals have families and stuff like that, and it wasn't two people just coming out in the open and doing what they wanted to do. This is like supposedly under wraps. So if you don't know what happened, supposedly there was some fighter complaining about not getting enough time or training time or whatever, and they were getting done wrong. Here's where there's two options here, because I'm a little bit confused about the thread, and then it's since been taken down, so it's not even followable anymore. Either some fighter was complaining about not getting good enough coaching from, what's that fool's name? Something. What's her name? Laura, Stanko, and James Krause. So either some fighter was complaining that she wasn't getting enough attention from him and blah, blah, blah. And then Megan Anderson chimed in because he used to be her coach as well, and Laura Stanko's. And Megan Anderson was like, where's the tweet at? Let me find it for you. I'm over here spreading the drama too, making it even worse. James Dallo. Whoa, 2 live streams in 1 week. I'm just here for the repeat shorts. Jeez, next things you'll be doing fight breakdowns. Free Cain. Hey, it's finally backwards. They said free Cain till it's backwards. It's finally backwards. Now, I know he's not a free man. He's just out on bail, but it's a lot better. That fool can eat beaks on stuff now. I'm trying to be, I was thinking about maybe doing a couple live streams a week between like the other things I'm editing, like maybe Tuesday, Thursday, something like that. I'm hoping to start going in that direction. No, the tweet is on Google though. Thank you, James Dallo. Hopefully you'll be seeing this a lot more lately. Hopefully you'll be seeing this a lot more. It's my every intention. So someone named Duck Phillips, you know, just some random Twitter account. Oh, well, how about I do this? Not whatever. It says, can I just do this? Is this possible? Let me try to get real technical right here. Let me try to get real technical on you guys. Let me see if I could pull this up. Let me see how sophisticated StreamYard is real quick. I did this the other day, and it worked okay. It was a little bit weird formatting. Okay. Oh, I have to screenshot it. I'm working the system right here. It doesn't want to let me save it and use it, so I'm going another route. I've been doing that a lot lately. So this is the tweet right here. Okay. That's how it's gonna be. All right, never mind. That was a fail. So the tweet was basically some fool saying, imagine going to Glory MMA of all places for proper coaching and then somehow becoming a little too friendly, yada, 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 with James Krause. Oh my goodness, have mercy. And Megan Anderson said, you should look at Laura Stanko about that, actually. So she's indicating that some shenanigans went down with James Krause and Laura Stanko. So a lot of people were chiming in saying like, what's going on? Because that's actually the way I found out about them. I didn't even know Megan Anderson was a fighter, and I didn't know nothing about Laura or that she used to be a fighter, that she was trying to be the low budget Megan O'Leary. I didn't know nothing about that. I remember one time I was on YouTube and I was just looking up stuff for videos, like I was saying earlier, just doing the stuff that I do. And I came across this channel of these 2 girls talking about MMA and stuff, and I thought they were just like fans. I didn't even know who they were. I thought they were just fans of the sport, and they just have a YouTube channel. Apparently, these 2 girls were Laura and Megan Anderson. And now they're not friends anymore because of bad blood or whatever, because I guess Megan Anderson was getting all neglected and stuff, and Laura Stanko was not. But it's like, the whole point I was trying to make is it's crazy because we're always talking about as it is. Everything's becoming all full-blown WWE, and now we got like the divas kind of section. This is a whole new thing. This is something like, am I wrong? Is there something that I'm forgetting about? Because I got on today on my phone. I'm like, this is new. This is a new, like, this ain't something I'm used to seeing in my MMA feed. So it's like some fools are beefing. Somebody got hurt. Someone's talking papas. Somebody missed weight. Somebody sucker punched someone else. It's like, whoa, this is something brand new. And it's not just like some prelim fighter chick that we never even heard of with some other coach that's not even one of the good gyms. And it's like, all right, whatever. One of them is going to end up on McDojo Life or something like that for shady practices or whatever. But this is Laura Stanko. Well, the artist formerly known as Laura Sanko. That's like big news. That's like if we open the MMA news one day and you see like John Anik and one of the ring girls or something like that. It's like, dang it. What happened? Like, it's way different when it's certain kind of names, when it's these suits, these people that you expect to be a little bit more professional. And like I was saying, there have been some kind of expectations lately. Because if you watch those pre-fight, they have their little, what's it called? Their little get-togethers before the fights and stuff, where they're eating like barbecue wings and they're doing all these games and they're like tailgating and they're playing, ring toss and all this kind of silly stuff. And people are always like whispering, like Laura Sanko and DC, Laura Sanko, DC. DC's over here like, it ain't me. Oh, it ain't my fault. Of all people, hey, James Krause went all in on this one. That fool said bet. He said bet on this one. That fool's out here mad at Dana White because he's not letting them gamble anymore. But this fool's ready to risk it all. That fool pushed all his chips in. Hey, James Krause, I don't know if you're going to see this, but you got to know when to hold on. Know when to fold on. You can't play like this, fool. People got cell phones. People got Wi-Fi. It's not back in the, what was it, like Studio 51 or whatever anymore. You're going to get exposed, homie. Everything that you do that you think that's in the dark is going to come to the light, fool. You haven't learned this by now? Dang it. You got to know when to fold on. This fool's out here trying to bet on life and death. This ain't a poker game, fool. This ain't Cowboy Cerrone versus Conor McGregor. This is the game of life. This fool's out here with an addiction. Ray, Grandmaster about to start work soon after being unemployed for 3 months. Why do fools look at you differently when you quit and come back? Any tips with dealing with the haters and judging from people? I'm a little bit confused about what you mean being unemployed for 3 months. Do you mean because I was like, a lot of people think I stopped doing YouTube because I was just streaming and streams aren't as popular, I guess, at least not for my niche, because I built up the channel on edited videos. So when I stream, people are like, why is this so low budget? But yeah, a lot of people thought that I quit, but I've been active. Maybe it was with content that you didn't like. Now, I'm not talking about you, Ray. I'm talking about in general. But yeah, I started delivering for I'm basically an Instacart driver. I'm a moonlighter right now. So I'm doing this, and I'm also you might see me at your porch at some point dropping off stuff, milk and lettuce and stuff like that. So I am doing that right now as well as this. Look at you differently when you quit and come back. I will tell you it's kind of tough sometimes. There's a little bit of resentment. I'm gonna be straight with you, because when I'm not able to do like super edited videos, people start complaining, and then they start being so negative that it's like I don't even want to make them now, because it's like these are the same fools that's gonna come back and consume my content later. Like, I don't even want to make content for these kind of fools. Now, there are people that are positive no matter what, and I love and appreciate them. But there's fools that are like, oh, I'm not going to watch till you do this. And I was like, man, I wish there's a way to just phase them out so they can't even watch my videos, because they don't even deserve them later. So that's annoying. Any tips in dealing with the haters and judging from people? This is kind of a little revelation I had lately. And it's just natural. It's just the human brain. I don't know why it works like that. But the negative comments just unfortunately always stick out a little bit more. And the only tip that I think is worth talking about right now is you need to show love and respect and appreciation to the people who show that to you. It's such a smack in the face to people who support and appreciate you and encourage you and motivate you to take even a second on the negative people. Because when I get negative comments, a lot of people like to go into negative comments. Like I see Kevin Durant doing this a while back, and he was all mad. He was like, well, I'll beat you in a game. Who do you think you are, you little keyboard warrior? That's pathetic. When I see someone be negative, I either go in there and I'm like, hey, fool, you said something that's incorrect. This is how it is, by the way. And, you know, whatever. If you want to feel this, all good. Or I go in there and have fun, and I'll just troll back, and I'll just chop it up and say something I think is dumb just because it makes me laugh. And sometimes it makes them laugh. And they're like, you know what? It's all good. You know, I'm sorry. I was just coming at you like this. And I'm like, hey, whatever. And it ends up being like we're best friends now, you know? But something I realized lately is it's really messed up toward the people that are cool and respectful and all that from the start to even give the other fools any attention whatsoever. Because a lot of them, that's strictly what they're looking for. I've had people before when they said something real dumb and then I commented, they're like, oh man, I'm a big supporter. I just wanted to say something dumb to try to get a response out of you. And I was like, okay, you succeeded, all right. But then it was just weird. So yeah, that's my only tip. You're always gonna have somebody hating you for whatever reason. It is so disrespectful to the people who got your back to give those fools any attention. There's plenty more that could be said about it, but that's the only thing that needs to be said, and I have the time for right now. But because I only got about 20 minutes left, I gotta get to some sports stuff right now. But I just want to touch on this. A lot of people felt like they've seen something like this in the works for a long time with Laura Stanko. And I'm not trying to throw my guy under the bus, but DC, because look, I'm here today to take the pressure off this man. And I know a lot of people are giving him a lot of they're coming at him because they don't like the 5 picks that he said the other day. By the way, I wanted to talk about that. He was talking about the best 5 fighters of all time. He was getting a lot of hate online because he gave his list of the top 5 fighters of all time. And he said, number 5, Amanda Nunes. Number 4, George St. Pierre. Number 3, Muhammad Ali. Number 2, Khabib. Number 1, Floyd Mayweather. And people were hating. They were going crazy about that. El Tío Choncha football, Kobe. Deditos Covington. Oh, my gosh. Yeah, I think it's a wrap. I think it's a wrap for Covington. I think it's a wrap. That fool's either going to have to go into like reality television or like WWE. I think as far as the UFC is confirmed, it's a wrap for Colby Covington. Thank you, El Tío Choncha football. I think it's over. But I got some of the same ones. My top 5 of all time in no particular order, except probably the number 1 is going to be Fedor. It's going to be Mighty Mouse. It's going to be Boss Rutan. I'm going to go to my number 1. Of course, it's going to be Khabib Nurmagomedov. And number 2 is DC. Number 2 is DC. That's my top 5 right now, greatest fighters of all time. And I think it's weird that he even put boxers in there. I'm not trying to hate DC, but I think it's weird that he even put boxers in there because boxers ain't fighters. Boxers ain't fighters. It's a sport. Unfortunately, the UFC has turned into a sport as well. I wish we'd go back to the old school rules and it would actually be fights. But, I mean, we're just going off the deep end if we're talking about boxers. Now, if you put one of these boxers in a street fight, now if you know, Mike Tyson or someone like that rolled up on you in the Target parking lot or something like that and they want to throw hands, yeah, you're going to be in trouble. If they want to fight you, yeah, that's going to be a problem. I'm not trying to act like boxers can't fight. But if we're talking about fighters from one sport and fighters from another sport, and in one of them you got fighters that know how to do everything and train and are skilled in everything, and then you got fools like Mike Tyson who says I don't even want someone to step on my toesies because my feet are sensitive. He said that on plenty of occasions. It's weird. It's a thing. Like, you guys know what I'm talking about, right? He's actually kind of known for that. He's notorious for talking about that all the time. It's a little bit strange, but it's not even. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. So let's not even be disrespectful here. Fedor, Mighty Mouse, Boss Rutan, DC, and Khabib Nurmagomedov. And I'm talking about a fight. I'm not talking about a UFC match. I'm not talking about a UFC match. Well, yeah. See, I'm taking it in a different direction right here, because when DC said it, obviously he was talking about the fighters within their respective sports. I'm talking about the fighters, but in a fight. Because if you put Khabib in a match with John Jones, if you put him in a match with John Jones in a cage, John Jones ain't gonna knock him out. John Jones ain't gonna TKO him. John Jones ain't gonna submit him. The only way that John Jones could win that match in a UFC fight is by decision, because he will be fighting him like Adesanya. He'd be kicking his legs, he'd be jabbing, he'd be sticking and moving because he's so much longer and so much bigger. But in a street fight, Khabib's just going to close the distance and suffocate him. He's going to ankle pick him. And if you're one of the fools in the chat right now, that's just on this like Sherdog, Reddit, Facebook, UFC, MMA group that is like just walking around in this perpetual mindset of, I weigh 160 pounds. Therefore, anyone that weighs a single pound more than me would beat me in a fight. I hope no one ever 160 pounds ever attacks me, because I will be a dead man. If you're one of the fools walking around with this type of mindset, I sincerely feel sorry for you. I don't understand this. I know it's just a thing that is coming to our culture because of sports like the UFC, where a lot of fools short sell themselves and really underestimate themselves because of what weight classes have done to the brain. If Khabib got in a street fight with John Jones, he would close the distance and he would suffocate him. And he would ground and pound him and he would choke him. It's not the UFC where you're gonna have the rep. Hey, Khabib, get in there, throw some jabs, throw some strikes. You gotta be active. Khabib will probably just have to play the smart game in the cage, but in the street fight, it will be a lot different. And the reason I'm trying to elaborate on this is because I know there's already fools tripping. It's hard enough when you try to call Khabib the pound for pound. Can you believe it's hard enough even after everything we've seen? There's still people denying that Khabib is the GOAT at 155. There's still people denying that. There's still people talking about, well, he didn't fight Tony. He didn't fight Oliveira. Look at what his little baby brother did to Oliveira. Look at what his mini-me did to Oliveira. Look at what Oliveira did to Ferguson. Take out your notepads and your pencils and let's do some MMA math right now. Because I told you time and time again, it's my strongest subject. It's my strongest subject. Tyrone Will. I see Grandmaster streaming and I shut down the whole house. My Iha's like, all of a sudden, you don't want me to finish homework? I've watched MMA shorts more than 20,642 times. You're welcome. Are you the one that sent my analytics through the roof? Are you the one that sent my analytics through the roof? And the only thing that was lagging was my financial analytics because YouTube doesn't pay for shorts. And now you're sending my financial analytics through the roof, Tyrone Will? What won't you send through the roof? Oh my gosh. Tyrone Will show up and make sure that I can make it to December. Thank you, Tyrone Will. Thank you. Oh my goodness. Tell the Iha she only has like 13 minutes left. I'm gonna have to dip out of here at like 5:30 because I gotta get to some sports things. I gotta, you know. It's very active. It's very active in the pad. Thank you so much, Tyrone Will. I didn't even know you were a family man. Respect. Thank you so much for showing up and helping out. Thank you. This is why like we touched on earlier. This is why you can't pay any attention to the judgment and the haters and stuff like that, because then you're gonna miss out on the people like Tyrone Will. Luis Aguilar, thanks for all the funny vids. Big fan. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Luis. It's my pleasure. It's my pleasure. It brings a lot of joy to me, and it makes me very happy when I see people leaving positive comments and they're enjoying the the videos, and it makes me feel very good that I could bring any kind of laughter or positivity or happiness whatsoever. It's a great feeling. Thank you, Luis. I got a tongue tie right there. Edgar Gonzalez, but Jake Paul making MMA look like boxers can win in a street fight. He is. The only, it's going to be quite a difference if he ever does get in a situation where he actually has to fight an MMA, and then those MMA fighters will actually be able to use their MMA skills and talents and attributes. That's what's going to be the different thing right there. But yeah, he is making the MMA fighters and MMA community look bad. And I know a lot of times people think I'm a fan of his because I'm simply an MMA truther. And I'm talking about the fact that he's going to win and I'm always right. And then I talk about, I told you so when he won. But yeah, if he had to fight one of the MMA fighters in an MMA fight, it's going to be a little bit different. But we also have to consider, that's the same thing we thought when he was coming into boxing, that he's not going to be able to beat anyone in boxing. And that he trained and he got some skills. Is he going to be able to do the same thing in MMA? I will acknowledge, though, because I know people are thinking it, yeah, but when he boxes, he hasn't fought an actual boxer yet. That is true. That's like if he goes into MMA, but only fights boxers in an MMA fight. That's true. I'm going to respect that. But you also got to acknowledge that he tried to fight real boxers and they backed out twice. I'm not just saying that to you, Edgar. I'm saying it to all the people I know are tripping right now. I thought I saw something else, and I don't want to ignore it. I think I saw I missed a super chat in the last stream, and I felt very bad about it. I need to go find out who it was and shout him out at some point. But look it. I was relieved when I saw the news today, and I don't like it. Look it. I stand by this, and I don't know who's in the chat right now. I don't know what your past is. I don't know what you've done. I don't know what you're planning on doing. But if you're with somebody and you don't want to be with them and you're thinking about other stuff, extracurricular activities, then just do what you got to do. You know what? If you're not mature enough to be with somebody, then don't be with them. That's it. Don't go playing these kind of games. Now, look, everything's allegedly right now. Everything's allegedly. But if we've been paying attention and we see certain kind of things about Laura Stanko, we see certain kind of patterns, We've seen the way that she's getting a little bit too friendly with people like DC. Did you see her the other day where she was talking about, what's that fool's name? Rachmaninoff or something like that? Did you see the clip when she was talking about that fool? And she was getting the little shivers and everything like that. Did you see the clip? It was wildly inappropriate. Can you imagine being Laura Stanko's husband? Forget the news that came out today about James Krause. Forget it. Can you imagine being Laura Stanko's husband with all the footage that you're always seeing of her? Of all the things. When I was making my thumbnail, I'm going to have to go clear out my search history right now. I'm telling you, before Marilena gets here. When I was looking for my thumbnail, I looked up Laura Stanko. She's got more incriminating stuff online than Mackenzie Dern. I'm telling you. I actually had to download Firefox. I had to download Firefox just so that Marilena does it, because she knows I'm using Chrome. So I had to get Firefox, and I took it out of my dock so that it wouldn't, because she already, like, if she's going to be like curious or whatever, she's going to hit up the Chrome and she's going to hit up Safari. But I downloaded Firefox. I'm at to just uninstall it right now. But I'm saying all this to tell you, I mean, it's not looking good for Laura. It's not looking good. There's a trail out there. There's a paper trail. It's not looking good for her side. It's not looking good for the defense. I'm telling you. And then as soon as I saw this come out, this news, I saw, 2-3 videos about it. And you look at the comments and other people are bringing up, yeah, and this fighter. I'm like, oh my gosh, it's already at the top of everybody's beanie. It's that stuff that she's putting out there, And people are picking up on it. Some people literally. Like James Krause. And some people, this might be a good or a bad thing. Some people like the drama. It's like, if we're going to go full-blown WWE anyway, let's take all the papas. If it's going to go the entertainment route, make it as entertaining as possible. Don't try to make it a little bit entertaining, but then it's still going to be all cut and dry and black and white in this area, and all the suits are boring. They're even bringing the suits into it now. Megan O'Leary, don't break our hearts. That's why people like Megan O'Leary. That's why people like Megan O'Leary, because she rolls up Megan O'Leary rose up looking like the librarian or something like that. You know, she rose up like the little girl next door or something like that. Nobody thought that about Laura Stanko. Nobody. She's not gonna break anybody's heart. She's not gonna like. She has a different kind of purpose that she serves within the MMA community. I'm telling you, people look. So some people are happy today with this kind of news, and some people are disgusted and they're saddened, and it's horrible for the community, and it's unprofessional, and it's just gonna go downhill for James Krause and his gym and his. I'm telling you, that fool's gonna end up on McDojo Life. For Laura Stanko and her husband, her family. Like I said, even aside from the situation, imagine being her husband. Imagine being Paige Van Zandt's husband. I don't know. I know there's some dudes out there. I know there's some men out there. They see their ladies doing stuff like that online. They're like, yes, girl, go get it. And like, I don't know where these dudes come from. My guess would be Oregon is one of them. Aside from that, I don't know. That's my best guess. Tyrone Will. Look at. I had my app on all day today to make deliveries, and I didn't get any, and I was very sad. And you made up for it, Tyrone Will. You made up for it. I had my Walmart app on all day, and I didn't get any deliveries. And I was just sitting around here like a fool. Like I got stood up, you know? There's like 6 deliveries right here. 13 minutes. She can be like, all of a sudden, now you're getting me out of bed, finish your homework. Oh, you're on the East Coast. So she's going to bed. Why aren't you spilling from the Beanie Adesanya versus Pereira? I know. I think I'm gonna have to change the title. I might have run out of time. Look, I'm gonna wrap this up real quick about the. Thank you, Tyrone Will. Thank you. And that would be hilarious to wake her up. That would be hilarious to wake her up and be like, hey, hija, it's a dream. It's a dream right now. You're dreaming. But sit down and do your homework in your dream. Okay? Imagine she sits down and does it. And then like the next day she'll be like, Dad, I had a weird dream last night. That would be funny. I'm going to try that actually. Hey, I mean, I've been delivering the Walmart groceries, and I applied for a few other jobs, and none of them called me back. So Tyrone Will, like I said, I told you before, I don't know where you're working or whatever. I don't know what kind of startup that you created before you became a billionaire. But if you're ever hiring, I guess, just send me an application or something like that. I don't understand your capacity, but I'm very appreciative of it. You are blowing my mind right now. Thank you very much, Tyrone Will. You are unbelievable. El Tío Choncha Football, doesn't she have kids? She has at least a son. I know that. I know she has at least a son. And I don't know if her and her husband are on that Sean O'Malley kind of situation. I don't know. I don't know if it's on that type of. I'm not sure. There's that Sean O'Malley, Will Smith kind of. I know a lot of people are okay with stuff like that, but man, that's just some new age progressive kind of like, I don't know, some kind of hippie stuff right there. But there was no way to not touch on that. That's what James Krause said. Hey! Hey! But on a serious note, infidelity is disgusting, and there's nothing funny about it, and it should never happen. And if you don't want to be with the person that you're with, then you should just not be with them. Especially if you have kids, it's disgusting, and you should be ashamed of yourself. Moving on. I want to talk about Adesanya real quick, and this is gonna be ridiculously fast, and I wanted to spend more time on it. That's what James. It's a live video. Okay. I period says you should end it, but if you know for a fact the person will self-delete it if you end it with them. Wait. You say you should end it, but what if you know for a fact the person will self-delete if you end it with them asking for a friend? That's definitely I mean, on one hand, I want to say a lot of that is manipulation. Some of us have experienced that. A lot of it is manipulation, and you cannot let that stop you, because you got to just let people make their own decisions and be responsible for their own decisions and their own life. On the other hand, I mean, I don't know if this is like, the mother or father of your kids, or if you actually really do love this person, they actually really will do something. It might feel messed up to them. It might be humiliating to them. But if you have that kind of relationship with them where enough people in their life or whatever, you might just have to do like an intervention type thing. You might be like, look, and I know this sounds weird and some people won't like it, but like, whether you're telling that for siblings or parents, like, look, this is a situation. For whatever reason, I'm out of it. I can't do this, but I think they're gonna do this, and you need to know, because you need to watch out for them or something. Because if you do have kids, even if not, that's someone's life. That would be pretty messed up if you come out of that and then something did happen, and like, I could have just told somebody. So, and I'm a fan of reconciliation. If there are provisions made for people not being together anymore, because that kind of thing was going to happen anyway. So it's like, well, at least create some kind of process for that to have, a protocol. But it's always best for reconciliation if possible. A lot of people are just too quick to like, oh, you don't make me as happy as you used to, so I'm out. It's like, hey, does that apply anywhere else? What about you start getting out of shape and you don't like the body you have anymore? What if you stop like getting bad at, like the stupidest examples? What if you used to be a good painter and you're not good at it anymore? So work on it. Do better. Everybody, it's this microwave mindset lately that everybody has. Like, if it's not like this right now, I'm out. Why don't you do something about it then? Stop complaining. Maybe you didn't get married for happiness. Maybe you got married for holiness. Oh, this ain't the right stream for that. Oh, maybe it wasn't to keep you happy. Maybe it was to keep you pure. Oh, this ain't the right stream for that. Look, I'm going to say this real quick. Adesanya is putting out excuses right now because he got in a bus accident on the way to the press conference, and he's already setting up an excuse for when Pereira knocks him out. He's making excuses. I already heard two different things come out of Adesanya's mouth. Search it. Google it. Look on Reddit. I don't have time for the sources right now. Adesanya's making two excuses. He got in a bus accident. Look it up if you didn't know this. He's going to either try to use that as an excuse for lose. Oh, well, I got into my neck. I got a thing right here. Like, oh, I knew I should have called it, but I wasn't going to go out like that. I was going to be a warrior. And then his guy that supposedly when they hit the fire hydrant, he bumped into the seat in front of him, and then he got the little bolito that is supposedly it got swollen. And he's trying to blame the guy on that. I'm hearing nothing but excuses. And then all of a sudden, right after that, Justin Gaethje comes out saying that before UFC 274, when he fought Oliveira, that he got into a bicycle crash. His bike. Adesanya gets in a bus accident, and now Gaethje's like, oh, well, yeah, I fell off my bicycle. And he's saying that he went into the Oliveira fight all hurt now. And he was like, oh, it wasn't quite the same, And now he's trying to blame it on that. It's going to be nothing but excuses. I'm telling you, it's on the way. Also, Cain is free. I'm probably going to have to change the title because I barely touch on these things. He's free and it's beautiful. And I know there's some haters out there speaking too swiftly. Because either they would do the same thing if they were in his situation. And I'm thinking of how I want to word this. Or they wouldn't have done the right thing. That's the way I'm going to choose to word it. Cain is free. I did think it was very interesting that like the very same within 24 hours, he was at the gym training. Okay, maybe his kids were at school. I don't know. I feel like I would just be in the house no matter what, just with the kids, but maybe they were at school. So he was like, you know what, I'm going to go. I'm going to be productive. I'm going to get the endorphins going. I'm going to put in work. That's good for him. I'm probably going to have to change the title because I didn't talk about that enough. But I appreciate everybody for being here. I'm getting texts from Marilena right now. I really got a dip. I'm very appreciative for everybody watching the videos, for liking, commenting, subscribing. If you haven't done that, please consider doing it. I'm putting out new videos like every single day. Please go scope some of them out. I'm working on one right now. I hope you guys like. I'm kind of experimenting still. So I think like 2 or 3 of you will be annoyed, but a lot of you will like it, I think. I think it's going to bring some new people in. Thank you very much for watching this. If you don't know about some of the stuff I was talking about today, go Google it. It's out there, and it's nasty. Laura Stanko, this is why you'll never be Megan O'Leary. Thank you for watching Mexican Martial Arts. Appreciate it. Good looking out. Late.